Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, and here we are doing a 2023 update on Arccos. Now last year I put out a pretty lengthy video detailing my experience with Arccos, the good, the bad, the ugly, some of the critiques I had of the system after using it for a few months. And now, hey, we're a full year later at this point, and Arccos certainly has done some updates to their platform, updates to the sensors. So I wanted to see, does my review still hold up? Does my critiques of Arccos, are they still valid or have they made improvements? That video by far has been some of my most successful content on the channel, but before we jump into the video, I want to throw this one stat at you guys. 92% of people that watch this channel haven't subscribed yet. Lets me know that you guys enjoyed the content, you like what I'm putting out there, so please consider hitting that subscribe button. It means a ton. Now, let's jump into this. All right, so if you haven't watched the first video that I did on Arccos, I suggest you give it a watch because this one is really gonna piggyback off a lot of the points I made last year. Elephant in the room, hey, am I still using Arccos? And yeah, I still do use Arccos, and that's totally because I enjoy the system and not the fact that I forgot that the subscription automatically renewed in February. I'll plead the fifth on that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm still using Arccos and I still find value in it in my game, although those reasons have kind of changed over the past year. So first, one of the good things I still really enjoy about Arccos is the course management feature that you're able to do with this, especially for courses that you haven't really played before. It has kind of plateaued for me because now I've been playing a lot of golf over the past year. I'm also now starting to play more golf this year in 2023, and I'm playing a lot of the same courses that I've played before. I've obviously learned a lot more about those courses myself, so that value that Arccos brought previously isn't quite there because now I kind of know the features of the course from more of a perspective of actually playing it and not like looking at it on the screen. But still super valuable for any courses that I haven't been to before. I'm able to swipe around, see landing areas, get a feel for the holes, calculate distances and layup areas. So the course management function of Arccos still is really, really valuable, and I really enjoy using that function. Now, one thing I still think Arccos does pretty well is its GPS distances and its adjusted calculations for the shots that you're playing. Pretty accurate, pretty reliable, although there have been some times over the past year to where it's given me a calculated distance and it was just completely wrong. Even this past Monday, it was telling me I had 140 into the green. That's a pitching wedge for me at the moment. And that thing got nuked 20 yards past, ended up re-hitting another ball. It was an approach wedge, landed on the green. And you know, you can call that, it is what it is, but when you're talking about Arccos and you're really talking about trying to lower your score and improve your handicaps, when you do that and you send that ball over the green and you're saying, hey, Arccos told me this was 140, this was a pitching wedge, and it wasn't that at all, it kind of contradicts what the platform is all about. I don't know, maybe I just had abnormal club speed on it, who knows. It's just a bit disheartening sometimes because you might have a decent few holes going. I know for me, like, you know, I tend to string together a few holes and then I have a blow up here and there. And that's what kind of leads to that aspect. Because now I'm hitting a hazard shot, now I'm taking a penalty because the distance wasn't right at that particular moment. It does it really well, it's mostly right, but every now and then you'll just have that circumstance to where it's like, what was this thing telling me? And then we start getting into what Arccos is just kind of all about, and that's the data capture of your golf game and how you can use their metrics in order to hopefully lower and improve your score. I've logged over 30 rounds in Arccos now. It has me assessed at around a 13 handicap. I can see how their claims of first year Arccos users improve their scores by X this amount, because it does happen. Like once you start understanding how to play a little bit more effectively, your scores will get lower as long as you continue to play golf. At some point, this does plateau, and this also does plateau with the Arccos program in itself. These top 3 insights that I have on my Arccos, these things haven't changed in, you know, over 10 months. Shots from the fairway, approach shots, par 3 tee shots. It's been that the entire time. The tips are great. Okay, great. Do the drill. Do this, do that. Another question I get a lot of times too, or in the previous video, is can you use Arccos to practice? Although Arccos does give you, in some sense, the information to practice, you can't actually use it as a practice platform. Like you can't go to the range and then I'm gonna work on my 100 and 150 yard shots and use Arccos to measure if I'm improving in that practice. It really only comes through once you start playing more rounds, once you start playing more golf, and then those data points get entered into you as a golfer, and then it might reassess to where your points are. It's a measure to point you to a direction, but it again doesn't necessarily give you the answers. And then you're still not gonna see those results until you actually perform on the course. But the data is amazing. It's a bunch of stuff, but it does plateau as you use Arccos more and more. But it will show you where you're improving to. So it's good, but that's how it works for me. With all that data capturing, and again, piggybacking off that first video, it does come with a time commitment for you to manage your Arccos profile to make sure that it's reflecting correctly. They've done a lot of updates to streamline that process. And once you become familiar with it, it's not too bad anymore. You can edit your rounds on your phone, you can do it on the computer. It also has all these cool club distances, all that stuff too, which you can also make sure that that's reporting correctly as well too. So, you know, if you hit just a tank of a drive and, you know, you ding it 140 yards or something, like you can go through and check that drive out of your database. So that way it's not, you know, reflecting in your numbers too well. Like, again, there's one of my struggles that I've been still dealing with is getting off the tee box with my driver. To boil down Arccos and to make sure that it's really reporting back the information correctly, like you're gonna have to log the information. You need to go in and check and make sure that the shot placements are right, the pin locations, the putts, make sure that it's all reported correctly. So you're getting the correct reflection of you as a golfer on the screen. So now jumping into a few of the actual critiques that I had of Arccos, the bad and the ugly from the last video. One of the first ones I had was that it was very device reliant. It needs your phone or your Apple smartwatch, or you can buy the link thing to pick up on your shots on your sensors. And I was really having a lot of struggles with getting Arccos to do a full round on my previous Apple Watch. We did some testing for a round. Let's see how it turned out. Let's head out to the course. All right, so one of my critiques on the first Arccos video was how it absolutely saps your battery life on your watch. Well, I have a brand new Apple Watch Series 8, about 1 month old. We're at 96%, and we're gonna do the watch only round. That's one of the recent updates to where you don't have to use your phone anymore. So let's see how it performs.
I hope the bald eagle is out
A windy day out here on the course. Playing okay. We're on hole 10 now. We're making the turn. Watch is at 64%, so we're doing okay. All right, so we're done with the round here on this beautiful day here. Watch lasted the entire round. It's at 41%. So, and that was on the full watch mode too. So shot detection, playing on it, it wasn't anything to do with the phone. Just make sure you have a full charge before you start and should be good. So you may have heard me mention earlier that Arccos has me assessed at a 13 handicap right now. And one of my critiques from the past video was that that's not actually an official handicap. One of the cool updates that they have done is that you can actually link a USGA account to post your scores from Arccos in order to get a handicap. But with that, you guessed it, it's gonna come with an additional cost with that too. It's not a provided service within Arccos for you to get an official handicap as well too. I haven't done it yet. I don't know, maybe I should. But cool feature that it's still all in one spot. So cool update there as well. All right, let's get a little nasty with it now. So what do I not still like about Arccos? I still just can't help but think that the sensors themselves are ugly. You only have really two options. If you're doing any type of the free trial, you're gonna get the sensors as part of a club deal or a free trial. You're most likely gonna get the green ones like I have here. And if you're gonna wanna change that to the more subtle smoke version that they call it, to where it's gray and would blend in a little bit more beautifully with these nice black T100S's that I got, which now I'm sitting here complaining. I bought a new set of golf clubs, but I'm complaining about buying a new set of sensors. I don't know. I'll let you guys mentally unpack that psychology route down in the comments if you so choose. But they're just ugly, and with the amount of money that the sensors cost, if I wanted to change that color, it's a lot of money. So I just wish they had better options for the sensors and they look a little bit better. Another thing I've experienced with the sensors themselves is how well these things adhere to your golf club does depend on the type of grip that you have on the end of your golf club. Now, these are my two wedges. They have the Iomic sticky 2.3 grips on them, and the sensors have really worn out the hole in the bottom. And I was playing around the other day and I noticed that the sensor was just completely gone. Luckily, when I got home and I cleaned my golf clubs later, I shook my bag out at the bottom and they fell out of the bottom of the bag. So they were I still retained possession of the sensors. But yeah, the sensors do actually, the grip that you have on your club will determine how well these things actually do stay on the end of your club. And after a long period of use, yeah, they do have the potential to fall out, which now means I'm a little bit worried about putting these back on my wedges, because now I'm worried about the Arccos sensor falling off. So now I have to re-grip my wedges, and they technically maybe do need it, but you know, now I have to re-grip the wedges in order to accommodate the Arccos sensor. And then my final update for 2023 in Arccos, again, it just has to be the price, man. And not only the price, but the upselling that these guys send down your throat. Like, so I'm an Arccos member. I've already paid for your service multiple times at this point, and the sensors, and they still just kill you with ads. I open up the Arccos app to start a round. I don't know how many times I have to say no thanks to buying the Caddy Link at a discount, or buying a new set of sensors at a discount. Like, they just completely shove it down your throats, and it's everywhere, man. I was even playing PGA, if you haven't seen the live streams, Turd Ferguson, but on the screen itself, in the game, Arccos, there it is, ready for a free trial. So they just kind of throw it down your throat a lot of times, and it gets a bit annoying, in my opinion. Like, I'm already paying for the service. Just like, quit trying to upsell me stuff all the time. If I want it, I'll purchase it, okay? All right, 2023 update on Arccos, and honestly, I think last year's review still does hold up. They've obviously made some improvements. It's a great system, but still does have a few of those shortcomings. And hope you enjoyed the video, guys. We'll see you in those next videos as well. Cheers, everyone. Peace.